All right, hey everybody, this is John, and welcome to the free video. What a crazy and fun trading day that we had today. This is the kind of day where it is about cash and hedges. So we went in today from the trading room, long Netflix calls, but then we were also long QQQ puts, and then overnight did some shorts in the ES and the VIX futures. And then, because when you go on something like that, when you kind of go, if you go like 5% limit down, guess what? You're going to 7%. So it's actually a fairly easy trade when that happens. And then when you go lock limit at 5%, guess what? There's nowhere else to go but the VIX futures. So if tonight you see limit down again, just buy the VIX futures. They just kind of keep going up. Let me show you, and then I want to talk about here the TLT, but I'll show you what I mean by VIX futures. So the idea with this is that, of course, you can see Netflix loss, but then on the VIX futures, more than making up for it. So that's what I mean, is just by being able to kind of take a look at this and see what's going on for hedges and all that kind of stuff. So what I wanted to show you, though, is for today, what's really important to look at is TLT, which is a mix of 30 and 20-year bonds. So if you look at TLT kind of right here and right here, if we look at it right here, you'll see it's coming along here and it kind of spikes up and goes a little crazy, right? I mean, it's a really large percentage move. And what you may not know is that this is December of 2007. So the bond market is very, very good about seeing nastiness coming its way and pricing it in early, okay? And then, of course, you guys know what happened in 2008. And even though TLT came down, but the bond market actually priced all the economic recession in early. All right. Oh, sorry, that was 2008, right? And then in 2009, that's when you had the real estate crash, and then of course stocks didn't bottom out to then. But let's go back to 2007 as well. 2007. So the same thing here. So here's July of 2007. I just want to make sure. Yes. So as you can see, it's coming along here. So in August it rallies. I mean, we have some pretty big jumps here. And during this time, the stock market's doing fine. All right. But TLT is just rallying and rallying and rallying. And in fact, it just got to these huge levels with spikes on volume. Okay. And what happened after that? If you go to the spiders, and of course, and you look at 2008, in 2007, it wasn't that bad. In 2007, it was kind of like, oh, this is what's going on here. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. I just need to go back a little further. And yeah, so if you look at this, this is, July 2007. We're making new all-time highs in the spiders. Meanwhile, the bond market's going crazy, and then all of a sudden, boom, then stocks puke. And then as you guys know, this was in 2007, right? This was when the SPYs dropped to 140, rallied to new highs. Oh, don't worry, shake it off. I mean, does this look familiar? Here we are at new highs. We puke, come back to new highs, which is what just happened a couple of weeks ago. And then all the while, bonds are making new highs. And then after that, of course, you guys know, I think what happened in 2008, stocks just really started to puke. And they sold off all through 2008 and into 2009, and didn't even bottom until 2009. And you can see, boom, right in there. It just keeps on going, keeps on going, keeps on going. And I think that's the bottom right there. So just keep in mind, when the bond market spikes up as much as it does, in that case, that was a spike up at the end of 2000, all through 2007 and towards the end, and then it really spiked up. The stock market sold off all through 2008 and didn't bottom until March of 2009. All right, so does that mean is that's what we're in store for? Of course, anything can happen, right? But this is no joke. This move up here is a panic flight to quality because smart money sees what's coming down the pipeline. You've got oil crashing, you've got supply chains being disrupted, right? The economy is going to come to a standstill. And even though we're not seeing that now, it'll show up in the numbers 60 days from now. That's why the bond market's doing this now, because it can see all this. So the idea with this is how how to trade this and all this kind of stuff. Well, what I found in this market, what's fun is that you want to. All right, so what I want to show you here is in a market like this, it is very difficult to hold on to longer term positions, but there's a lot of opportunities in 5 and 30-minute charts. In fact, the 5-minute chart is the new daily chart, and the 30-minute chart is the new weekly chart, because you're getting the same moves off of a 30-minute squeeze that you once had to wait for a weekly signal for. It's pretty amazing. All right, so this is what limit down looks like. Literally, it can't go any lower than that until the limit's released. Okay. From there, we did get a nice 5-minute squeeze today right here. Caught a nice little pop there. And here we got a little one and just trailed up the stop. And you can see it kind of rolled over there. So that's what I mean by 5-minute stops. But let's look at some other ones here too. So if we look at this 30-minute setup here, so what we're looking at here, and this is called the Squeeze Pro trading system. If you guys are familiar with that. But here you get a squeeze, you get the arrow telling you to short, 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 and boom, okay? Here there was a little bit of a buy signal, great. Be cautious with it, trail up stops. Another buy signal here, great, be cautious with it, trail up stops. We're coming along, and boom, nice sell signal. Puke, 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 right? We don't know what's going to happen next. We just take that signal. Nice sell signal, big puke, right? And right now we're kind of setting, it's got to consolidate a little bit, but there's plenty of opportunities here. You don't have to panic. You don't have to freak out. You just got to know where to look. You got to know, when to be, this is not something where you're panically chasing all kinds of different things. You just want to wait for setups, long and short. We want to acknowledge that the market is in a downtrend, so we're certainly looking at shorts. But this is also the same thing. The worst thing you can do is, be 100% short and go overnight, and then the next morning you get your teeth kicked in. And that's why I like these shorter term trades. Okay, so what is all this? So just a quick reminder. On Saturday, March 7th, I did do a 4+ hour class on that strategy I just outlined in detail. And what that is called is the Squeeze Pro trading system. And it is based on a couple of indicators. If you are not seeing this before and you're like, wow, that looks kind of interesting, you can still get our packages that'll give you a recording of the strategy class. But more importantly, starting Tuesday, March 10th and Wednesday, March 11th, I'm going to do the first 2 days of live trading. A couple of things with that. First of all, when you trade live, that's when you learn the most. It's easy to point to something on a PowerPoint and say, look how good that worked. But to put the money where your mouth is, so to speak, I got to show you how it works in a live environment. I have actually never done a live trading class with the markets like this. I'm super excited. So I'll show you these real quick. And then the other question is you may already have the Squeeze Pro and you're wondering like, okay, well, I already have the tools, but I would like to do some live trading with you in this environment. So there's 2 links. If you don't have the tools and you want the tools, go to simplertrading.com/new, as these packages include the tools. And then if you already have the tools, you're like, well, you know what? This market is crazy. I'd love to live trade it with you. Go to simplertrading.com/trading, and then you can just sign up for the live trading. And then real quick, these are the packages. So for the basic, it's basically you get the strategy class, the Squeeze Pro indicator, those buy-sell signals, those are the arrows, Options 101 course if you're newer to options, my favorite stocks to watch and a watch list and some scans, and then the Pro class, and this is basically the class that's already happened, but you can still get it, get the recording, and get the tools. The Pro class includes all of that, plus the early in and out tool to help you manage the trades, to get in early and out early, and the 2 days of live trading. And then the Elite includes all of that, plus the statistical tool, which is pretty awesome, and then additional 2 days of live trading. All right. And again, those are the links up there. Anyway, it's going to be crazy. Looking forward to it, and see you guys there.